family at that time, and he was a father figure to me, and the men in the studio were also like brothers to me. I wasn't willing to give that up, and that was sort of the rock bottom moment where I decided it was time to make a change.
And you really made a change. I mean, from 175 pounds at 5 feet 1 inch.
5 feet, yeah, about 55 pounds heavier. So, but it's been a long process, and I will say that's where the journey begins, and I continue to grow and evolve in this field, in this line of work, as the science develops as well, of course, and emotionally.
And I think that's what we want to get into. There's a lot of science behind this.
Yes.
I mean, some of it's good sense. You know, you got to burn more calories than you take in. I mean, it's pretty simple. I remember when my doctor told me, he said, look, calories in, calories out. If you consume more than you burn, you gain weight. If you burn more than you consume, you lose weight. It's not rocket science.
Right.
But there is some science to talk about, and I want to get to that and this phenomenal book, Master Your Metabolism, that you've done, because it is about the metabolism, and we want to talk about that when we come back. So do not go away. Now, if you don't have time to exercise the way you really should, we've got some very small but effective ways that you can get toned and healthy. That's coming up next. Stay with us. Many of us have busy lifestyles and not much time on our hands to work out. So, Jillian, we want to talk about some little changes that people can make in their lives that'll help keep people healthy. What are some fundamentals? Let's talk basics.
Okay.
Don't yell at me. Just tell me.
All right.
In that still small voice.
I'll try.
All right.
Okay. I have to bring it down. I was all set to start screaming. I primed the pipes and everything. You know, the reality is everything you said. It is an energy equation. So incorporating more activity into your daily routine is a good start. It's not enough. You can't just take the stairs. But if you're standing instead of sitting while you're waiting, if you're doing your own chores around the house, making your bed, washing the dishes instead of using the dishwasher, raking the leaves, all of these things burn calories. It's called non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So be mindful. Walk to the store, ride your bike, don't drive, and also you're saving the environment simultaneously. Little things like that. But it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be overwhelmingly time-consuming. You can use your own body weight and do things like lunges, push-ups, sit-ups, leg raises. There's a million things you can do, jogging, walking, jump roping, that require no equipment and no money to get fit.
Not a gym membership. But I want to talk about something that really is the focus of your book, and I think it's something we don't hear enough about, and that is metabolism. The book is called Master Your Metabolism. There is a little furnace inside of every human being that burns the calories, but there are things that will help burn more efficiently and things that will cause us not to burn efficiently. Let's talk about some of the poisons and toxins that people don't even know that they're putting in their bodies. What's the worst thing? What's the worst?
Oh my gosh. Well, you and I were having a little conversation about this backstage. I would say number one is trans fat. And we're in total agreement on this. Trans fat being an oil that is hydrogenated, partially or fully hydrogenated oil of any kind, is a preservative in our foods, and just a 2% increase in your daily calories of trans fats can up your chances of heart disease by 23%.
You know, I've said for a long time that if you pick a product off the shelf and it says hydrogenated vegetable oil, put it back on the shelf, because it would be healthier for you to eat the box and throw the contents away, because the box would at least give you some fiber and the contents is going to be unhealthy.
I'm going to steal that and pretend like it's mine. I'm going to be like this. Oh, Huckabee says that. He got that from me.
Well, you know what the thing is, on The Biggest Loser, that incredible show that you do, you're only talking to about 50 million people a week, so go ahead and steal it. If it helps people to quit using that terrible poison. But, you know, let's be fair. Hydrogenated vegetable oil was originally created because it was thought to be a good thing. To preserve food, to make food less expensive, to be able to transport food. But now we know the dangers. I mean, at the time it was thought, gosh, wouldn't it be great to have food that would have a longer shelf life? But now we have food that has a longer shelf life than us.
Exactly.
The food will last longer than we will because of the stuff that's in it.
So often we have preservatives and chemicals like that that were originally thought to be a good thing. Oh, well, artificial sweeteners will save us calories. But in essence, they damage your metabolism and they retrain it to not recognize that sweet food has calories, and they can create brain damage, cognitive dysfunction, Alzheimer's, ADHD in children. We're just now starting to understand the ramifications of these preservatives and chemicals that we once thought were a good thing. And it's quite scary. It doesn't mean that we can't manage it and eat healthy and make changes. We can, but the beginning part is to remove all of that bad stuff to make a real change in not only your metabolism, but your immunity and how the body ages.
Okay, let's talk then about, we've said hydrogenated vegetable oil. What else is a no-no from the standpoint of metabolism? What hurts us?
High fructose corn syrup.
Okay.
That was also economically driven because of all the corn farmers, but the problem is that it's related to fatty liver disease, diabetes, very bad. Then you've got artificial sweeteners, artificial coloring, MSG, nitrates, these preservatives, again, more preservatives that go in the food. So we want to avoid all of that. And then you also want to be aware of environmental toxins in your water, in your air, in your beauty products, in your cleaning supplies. Don't ever keep your food in plastic of any kind, especially when it's fatty. Use stainless steel, use glass. These are all things that are contributing to the damage of your biochemistry, and essentially your biochemistry is your metabolism.
So you talk about those kind of tips in your book about how to adjust some lifestyle choices, whether it's the type of food you eat or the way you store it or the way you prepare it.
Yes, everything, even the way you cook it. For example, broccoli. If you have it raw, it's goitrogenic, which means that it can have a bad effect. It can have a bad effect in some people on your thyroid. Well, thyroid is responsible for fat metabolism. It is part and parcel. So if you cook it, then it has all the phytonutrients and none of the goitrogenic effects. However, if you steam it, it can lose most of its nutrients. So if you microwave it, it's the best way to have broccoli.
Well, Jillian, I was scared to death when you came, but you've been a wonderful guest, and I want to say thank you. The book is called Master Your Metabolism. It is available in bookstores everywhere. Great health ideas of mastering your metabolism from Jillian Michaels. And by the way, let me just mention a health tip that I would perhaps share with you. One of them is don't drink calories. You know, sometimes people forget that the food you eat has calories in it, but if you get in the habit of drinking a lot of calories, whether it's a soda or whatever, just be careful because you don't even realize how many calories you're taking in because you're drinking them and you don't understand what it builds up. And if you have a health tip that you want to share with us and it's working for you, email us at huckmail@foxnews.com. We'll take some of the best ones and share them each week. Up next, Iowa Supreme Court overturns a ban on same-sex marriage.